You wanna know how I feel. You wanna know what I've seen.
We're singing here every night and no one listens.
You wanna know, but you don't know where I'm.
So I brought my friend. She eats, drinks, snorts music.
My name's Russell D. I'm a music exec.
I want to make you a star.
Salute, yeah?
Got to attend all the clubs and raves in London, yeah? So you can feel, taste, smell drum and bass, yeah?
You never heard of it?
No! I know blues and soul and, you know, I'm a jazz girl.
Welcome to Drum and Bass.
Free your mind. Let music take your soul. Let music take your soul now. Please, come on.
You okay?
I'll give it
Not
to
so
you.
great.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. 'Cause I'm
We can
not
do this.
tired. No. 'Cause I'm not tired. No. Thank you. Thanks. Have a good night.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for Purple Beats, available in digital and on demand right now, y'all. I am Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And as you see on the screen, I have a special guest, the writer, director, producer, Lola Atkins. How are you, Lola?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. Thank you for getting up early. I know it's you're across the pond over there.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so thank you for reaching out to me here in the DC area to just talk a little bit about this film. I had a pleasure of
Yeah.
checking it out this morning in preparation because I wanted to be set to go to talk to you about this. And it brought me back to the younger me when
Yeah.
drum and bass was like when Prodigy first came out. I even saw the
Yeah.
nod on the poster. I saw like that's Prodigy on the poster. But yeah, I remember having fun in Europe and just watching this scene kind of rise up. And so just to lead up for me, what inspired you? I know you were in school, you were studying like microbiology, totally different from film and creative stuff. Like what
Yeah.
made you want to shift gears and tell this story and get into writing and doing films?
Yeah, well, for me, yeah, as you said, you know, I am a scientist by background. That's what I did at uni as a degree. And don't get me wrong, I do love science. It's part of who I am. But also my creative side of me is also quite prominent as well. So I've got a bit of an odd balance within me. But I've always loved writing as far back as I was a young little one. I've always enjoyed the idea of creating stories and just obviously I do have a very vivid imagination. So for me, writing out a story was always something I've always loved doing. But so yeah, so I think so film came naturally for me because obviously you know, I'm a storyteller, story maker as well, and I've always wanted to try and how can I get my stories out into the universe? How can I try and get the things that's bubbling within me, you know, to bless someone with it? And that's always just been about me, really. So how I got into film, I first started back in 2003. I made a little short film called Hush at the time. It went to Cannes, did really well. And from then, I just was trying to, you know, knock on them doors, came to New York, well, went to New York, didn't get many, you know, didn't really get far. So I came back and I thought, you know, well, this is going to be a struggle. So I was pretty much in the independent TV space for a few years. And then I just stepped away because I was getting a bit frustrated and, you know, it was just a challenge, really. But, you know, then obviously, I think 2019, I came back into the industry, I made a couple of shorts, and Beats, which is a proof of concept for Purple Beats, kind of like just came about. So I wanted to write a film about music and love and also an homage to the 90s because I was, you know, I had like yourself, you know, I grew up in the 90s and drum and bass was my thing. I loved the sound so much and I really wanted to have that kind of like musical story. And yeah, and that's how it came about, really. And after making the short, lockdown came in, you know, literally lockdown, we were due to COVID. And yeah, I spent the time just rewriting the original script too. And that's how Purple Beats came about, really. And yeah, the rest is history.
I love it. I
Yeah.
dig it. So you fell in love with it, as you stated. Was there any personal touches, maybe, to make it a love story, and then also with the blend of music? I know a big film for me as a filmmaker that inspired a lot of my creativity was Love Jones. Growing up as a '90s kid, there was a powerful film called Love Jones, and with Nia Long. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but yeah, that inspired me. So, the music, but also making a love story. And also I want to touch upon, I loved when I was seeing some of the breakdown, this was a female power move, like operation behind the camera, in front of the camera, as a father raising a young woman. I look for powerful women images and stories that talk about and just how we can do it. You know, it's about women empowerment, especially with the terrible administration that we just had. I'll just, leave that to the side. Here in the US, we had a bad administration that was putting down our women. And so I just love this. Can you talk about, that wanting to have that voice as a female, and the cast and all that?
Yeah. So as you said, it is heavily female driven. My DOP, Violetta De Gatta, she's an amazing, I call her my gangster. She's insane. She's so super talented, super technical, super, she's amazing. So she just obviously came on set, she literally during pre-production, she knew what I wanted vision wise, and she knew what I want, because obviously it's set in the 90s, so there's technical aspects that we needed to have in place, like lens, etc. So she got all of that. She's amazing. We also had costume that was female led, our sound was female led, editor was female led, pretty much everything across the production was female led. And I was very intentional about that, because I know within the filmmaking space, when it comes to women, it is a challenge. It's very difficult to get your story told. It's very difficult to get accepted that we've got the same brain, we can deliver just like men. We just need to let people get us through the door, basically. So and I know from my own experience as well, I've also been had doors slammed in my face because they felt that I don't have the capacity or the ability to deliver a great story or direct a great project. So I get the challenges. So I really wanted to make sure that I have a lot of female talent, surrounding this project, and it works beautifully. The balance was perfect. We got and obviously, as you say, it's a female-led story, and it's been done before, as it's nothing unusual, the topic, but just having that female team around it gave it a different vibe, a different feel, and so and I was really intentional about that. And I'm glad it worked, and it's done what it needs to do, and
Well, y'all did it. It looks incredible. Like it reminded me of Love Jones, and just its feel and visuals.
That's one of my favorite movies. Yeah.
Okay, so you rocking with me. You rocking with me.
I love Gina's work. She's amazing. Yeah.
I love it.
And she's got Woman King come out recently. So yes.
There we go. Yes. So Purple Beatz, this cast. I want to talk about Izzy Jones a little bit. I'll be talking with her a little bit later today. Right. Tell me about casting her and the rest of this dynamic cast.
Yeah, because as you know, we were shooting during the pandemic, and so auditioning was a bit challenging because it was done on Zoom. But I really wanted an actress who can sing but also perform really well. I did want to have a singer who can, has a fantastic voice but it's a bit wooden on camera. I don't want to have an actress who's very good but can't really sing really well. And there's so much we can do in sound. The budget is quite limited. So so I was just trying to find someone with a double whammy. That can sing and can perform. And Izzy, she ticked all the boxes. And I had some auditions with her, some casting. She did quite a few reads, and it worked really well. She, the connection I had with her was what I needed. As a director. And also I need someone who can really be in tune with the text in the scripts. I didn't want someone going off with it or trying to create something different. I really wanted the innocence within this character who's going through an insane journey as an artist. I wanted to match, and she brought that element to it, and it kind of works really well. She was great on camera. She was great with her cast. Everyone who was performing with her, there was a chemistry there that was very genuine and very authentic. and she brought all of that to it, and yeah, she's fantastic. So really glad that she brought Sarah Jane to life in a very beautiful way. Yeah.
Killed it. Great cast there. And beyond Izzy, yeah, if you could speak on some of her friend, I forgot the character's name, that she
Dee.
came to stay with.
Yeah, Dee.
And the DJ she kind of fell in love with, and that love story as
Yeah,
well. Can you talk about those two actors as well?
yeah, no, Erica Alexander, who plays Didi, she's insane. She's so talented. She's just beautiful. And I have worked with her before on another project of mine, so I know what she's about. That's why I thought, you know what, this role's gonna be perfect for you. And she came on board and like, yeah, and she did it. She killed it. I'm just so proud, and just the relationship between her and Sarah Jane, who is played by Izzy Jones, was just so, the vibe between them. It felt so genuine because like you've got that your girlfriend of yours that gets you through everything, who kind of like had your back. You want it to be real. Especially you've got two different people from two different backgrounds, and they made it work. And yeah, she's just a super talented person. I'm really glad that I got to work with her again. And then of course there's Stephen Michael O'Hara, who I've also worked again. He plays the DJ, the love interest, and yeah, their chemistry was sick. It was really fantastic. The vibe, the feel, the tone, it works really well. And again, super proud of what he's been doing and what he did. Yeah, we had a great talent. That also Russell D, who plays the music exec. He's also crazy. When you watch the full film, you will see what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
He really embodies the madness when it comes to the industry. Those shady characters that you get who
it made me upset a little bit.
Yeah, they promise you heaven and earth, and they don't deliver jack. So and he did it to the T. He was fantastic. So yeah, across the board, we were very lucky to get some great talents on there. And yeah, and they delivered, and that was all, and that's all that matters.
Heck yeah, and boy did they. Again, this is a beautiful film, a great cast. Just reminding me of just classics of growing up, and the story as well, taking me back. So I saw that on IMDb that you did have a little bit of a premiere. Again, let me rewind that back. Let me remind people, it's available right now, y'all. It's on digital and on demand. Go check it out. But was there like a theatrical run at all, or will there be?
Well, we had our screening at the BFI back in July, so that was our premiere. Literally, no, we're not doing cinema release. We're just going straight to streaming. Okay. In the UK, it's not independent cinema is not the way it should be, but I'm happy with that. Yeah.
No worries. Well, I just want eyes on this, and I'm curious as well. I know how difficult, because right now I'm pushing the film myself, but I love, again, this film looks amazing, but also what really endeared me to this is the representation. As a person of color myself, it's about getting our images out there. I'm curious what the feedback has been for people that have seen it, in regards to seeing us like on the screen, that representation, and what does it mean for you getting our imagery out there and being also a strong female and showing that this females behind the camera, in front of the camera, can do this, because y'all did it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future, Lola.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, because obviously I grew up in a place called Hackney. It's kind of like a town in London, and
you made fun of it too.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because back in the day, no one wanted to live in Hackney. But now you got millionaires living there. But back, it's gone through its whole gentrification process, as as a lot of these places go through. But no, growing up, Hackney was not the place you want to live in. Basically, it will be like a project in the US, what you guys call projects. That's what Hackney. But for me, it was always diverse. We had all kind of races, and that was the world that I lived in. And obviously growing up, we didn't really get, as you like yourself, in the UK, we hardly ever got any diversity on our screens. It would be probably like the one person you will ever meet or see. And obviously, as a curious child, I always wondered why that was. I never understood the racism at the time, because obviously you're a kid, you don't really get that. But as you get older, you understand that there's a lot of there's stuff going on, and that's the reason why there isn't that representation. So whenever I was creating my stories, that was always my thing, and I didn't want it to be like, oh, the knife crime, gun crime. You know, I just wanted to have a normal everyday life that a lot of people live. You know, not everyone is in that area, and don't get me wrong, it's you know, we do live it, but we don't want to be keep preaching it. You know, we don't want to keep going on about it. We want to just see just people living. You know, just doing stuff, you know, just breathing, you know, surviving. And that was always why I thought, you know, that's the kind of story I want to tell. I really want to focus my energy on that, on those sort of ideas, and well, not really ideas, those the culture that people are living in, and that's why I felt, you know, well, with Purple Beats, I want to make sure that it is the world that I lived in, and that is my world. You know, it was very diverse, it was very rich, it was very cultural, it was, you know, and there was no frictional. Everyone just enjoyed each other for who they are. You know, there was nothing, there was no pettiness or isms, you want to call it, you know. And I feel, and that's why I thought, you know, this is what I want to do. I want to make sure that I want to continue down that path as well. So yeah, that is my world, and I'm glad people are going to come into that world, and also it will remind some people, like, yeah, you know what, I actually experienced something like this as well, and it is there, it was there in the 90s. This world did exist, you know, it wasn't all pure white. There was diversity, and that's what London was and still is. So it's just great to just get onto screen and for everyone to just recognize that this you know, this space actually did exist.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you, Lola, so much. And on behalf of you know, another fellow filmmaker of color, just to utilize what we're blessed to be able to do what we do, right?
Yeah.
And then also help give back and inspire that next generation so they can see themselves is just man, I love to see it. And so Lola, this is truly a pleasure talking to you. Congrats on
so
Purple
much.
Beats.
Thank you.
Everybody check it out. It's available
Check
right
it
now.
out. Yeah,
Digital video on demand. Truly a pleasure. How, before I leave out, how can people check out what you got going on? Do you have any socials or anything like that that we can put out there?
Yeah, I do have socials, but I'm a bit ancient when it comes to socials.
Same.
So I'll be honest with you, you know, my socials is not, it's a bit dry on there, but I need to be proactive on it. You know, I've been told that, but yeah, I do have. So it's Lola Atkins on Instagram, on Twitter, it's there.
All right. And everything EWAV, your shout out your production company.
Yeah, EWAV as well. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, EWAV WORKS, but also online as well, social media. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Lola, congrats on this.
Thank you so
I'd love
much.
to see it.
Thank
Can't wait to
you.
see what you're going to do next. Whenever that comes around, I'd love to have you back so we can talk about it and I can give you your flowers, give you all that love and light. Truly a pleasure, y'all. Lola Atkins, y'all. Purple Beats is available right now in digital video on demand. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World.